Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Wild proposed three-team NFL trade has Cowboys swap Cooks for dual-threat QB. The Dallas Cowboys offseason is winding down just as NBA free agency is heating up. One thing we often see in the NBA is three-team trades, which is not common in the NFL. Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox put together a list of hypothetical multiple franchise NFL trade proposals. One of the intriguing deals includes the Cowboys, Detroit Lions, and Arizona Cardinals. The Cowboys trade wide receiver Brandon Cooks and a 2025 third-round selection in the deal. Dallas receives Lions wideout Donovan Peoples-Jones, Detroit running back Craig Reynolds, Lions quarterback Hendon Hooker and a 2026 third-round pick via Lions. The Cardinals are sending star safety Budda Baker to Detroit in this wild three-team trade proposal. Arizona nets Cooks, the Cowboys' 2025 third-rounder and a 2025 fifth-round selection via Lions. Let's dive into whether this proposed deal makes sense for the Cowboys. The most notable part of the trade is Dallas landing a 26-year-old quarterback in Hooker. Fans may remember Hooker as a standout collegiate quarterback at Tennessee. Hooker fell to the third round of the 2023 NFL Draft after sustaining a torn ACL on November 19, 2022, which ended his final season with the Volumes. Despite the injury, Hooker already threw for a career-high 3,135 yards, 27 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions in 11 appearances. Hooker also proved to be a serious threat with his legs notching at least 600 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns in back-to-back seasons in 2020 and 2021. The playmaking quarterback posted 430 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns in 2022 prior to his ACL injury. Hooker would give Dallas another young quarterback to pair with Trey Lance, given Dak Prescott's uncertain future. The quarterback is on a team-friendly 4-year, $5.7 million rookie deal that runs through 2026. Here is how NFL.com's Lance Zierlein described Hooker's outlook heading into the 2023 draft. Hooker plays with excellent poise and footwork as a pocket passer, Zierlein detailed in his pre-draft profile of Hooker. He will make quarterback coaches and play callers happy with his adherence to keeping plays on schedule. He's still showing signs of improvement and growth at the position, and his ability to hurt teams with his legs creates opportunities to help his offense outside of what he does in the pocket. His recovery from the ACL tear will require monitoring, but he has the talent to become a starter in a timing-based, spread offense. It would make sense for Dallas to want to have more insurance behind Prescott at quarterback. Like Prescott, Lance is slated to be a free agent in 2025. Prescott's status could change if he signs a contract extension. The challenge with this deal, aside from it being improbable as a three-team trade proposal, is that moving on from Cooks leaves the Cowboys even more thin at receiver. Michael Gallup signed with the Las Vegas Raiders after being released by Dallas this offseason. Peoples-Jones struggled with production last season with the Lions and Cleveland Browns. The wideout did post career-high numbers with 61 receptions for 839 yards and 3 touchdowns during 17 appearances for the Browns in 2022. Cooks is on the final season of a 2-year, $39.7 million contract with a $10 million cap hit in 2024. Cowboys' Micah Parsons fires shots at teammate over podcast comments. 2 of the Dallas Cowboys' starting defenders are at odds after Malik Hooker and Micah Parsons both talked about each other's podcasting. Parsons is known for his loud and honest personality, but Hooker was the one to criticize first. Hooker appeared on NFL legend Keyshawn Johnson's All Facts, No Breaks podcast on June 28. During the podcast, Hooker spoke honestly about Parsons' podcasting and how he believes it is a distraction. "My advice for Micah would be just make sure we're all right," Hooker said. "Because if we're at work and the run game's terrible, but you're doing a podcast every week and you know the run game is terrible, then what are you really caring about?" Are you caring about the crowd that was watching the podcast, or are you caring about the success of our team and the Super Bowl that we're trying to reach? While some may think it's a valid comment, saying it in such a public way is bound to create controversy. And as one might expect, the Cowboys star did not waste much time in terms of formulating a response. Most of Parsons' in-season and off-season comments come via his podcast The Edge. But to respond to his Dallas teammate, Parsons hopped on X to quickly address the issue. "Just wish you said this to me, but instead on some podcast. And you got my number, family. At Malik Hooker 24 and you my locker mate," Parsons said in a since-deleted post. "So you coulda said this any day. And you do realize I shoot the podcast on our off day. Why ain't we talking about everyone preparations and focus?" The fact that Parsons has deleted the post probably means that the two have probably began to address the issue. It's never encouraging to see two teammates fight, but there are silver linings. For one, there's still 2 months until the regular season. There's time for the beef to be handled. But if it isn't, it's going to create an interesting dilemma for Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy and the front office. While Hooker is a talented player, Parsons has become the focal point of the Cowboys' defense. As the team's leading pass rusher, he is about to command a massive contract. There is a very real chance that he will become the highest-paid edge rusher in the NFL. But for now, Parsons seems to be content playing on the 4th year of his rookie contract rather than worry about a new deal. One day, Parsons said on June 4th, "Time will tell. I can't really put a timetable on mine. All I gotta do is keep getting sacks, and that stuff will handle itself." The Cowboys have already activated the 5th-year option on his rookie deal. During the 2024 season, Parsons will count as a $5.4 million cap hit for Dallas and make $3 million in salary. However, his 5th-year option will see him get a sizable raise as the 25-year-old will earn a $21.3 million salary. Could Cowboys sign veteran RB before training camp? The Dallas Cowboys failed to make a splash at running back during the offseason, leaving fans underwhelmed with the signing of Ezekiel Elliott. Behind Elliott, the team has unproven players in Rico Dowdle, Deuce Vaughn, and journeyman Royce Freeman. So, with just under a month until training camp, could the Cowboys make a move to bring in another body for their time in Oxnard? One name that keeps popping up is veteran running back Dalvin Cook, who spent time with the New York Jets and Baltimore Ravens last season. The 28-year-old had a disappointing 2023 campaign, recording just 237 yards in 16 games. Despite his lack of production, Cook could still be worth kicking the tires on with a low-risk, team-friendly deal. Cook also says his legs are fresh after his lack of touches in 2023. "I didn't really get no reps last year. So, the legs are fresh, so the resume speaks for itself. I'm still Dalvin Cook. I'm still that guy," Cook told Aaron Wilson of KPRC2 in Houston. Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report also identified Cook as a veteran free agent the Cowboys must consider before training camp. He writes, "It would behoove the Cowboys to at least kick the tires on Dalvin Cook. The 4-time Pro Bowler appeared to lose a step in 2022 and struggled to get on the field in 2023. However, as Cook noted earlier this offseason, his lack of use last season has made him a well-rested option. Cook could be open to a team-friendly, incentive-laden deal if it provides the opportunity to re-establish his value. Cook may not be willing to play for the league minimum, but a 1-year deal in the $2 to $3 million range might be enough." Prior to his stint in New York, Cook had hauled off 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, earning Pro Bowl honors in each year. While he may not be the player he was at the top of his game, the Cowboys would be wise to see what they can bring to the backfield. At the very least, Cook can get reps during the preseason to keep an aging Ezekiel Elliott fresh. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Dalvin Cook? Leave your opinion in the comments.